This Icon podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
And welcome back to another episode of the Icon Podcast. I'm backwards looking at myself in the reflection. I'm your host, Gianna, and this is Corey Clark joining us today, an Icon EXP agent, and we are going to learn all about Corey. So take us back to the beginning. What market are you in? Where are you from? And what started your journey in real estate?
Yeah, so I'm out of Olympia, Washington. Well, I started about a little over 3 years ago. And my background before that was I actually worked for the Department of Corrections for 11 years, working in prisons. So I was ready for a change and just met we had a dinner with some friends and happened to be one of the guys that was there was a real estate agent. And I knew he was good at what he does. And he was, so he brought me on. He brought me on to real estate, taught me what he knew, and I just tailored it to my personality. And from there, it's been great. I mean, it's been pretty good rolling from taking all of the knowledge that he shared with me, and doing well.
Building your brand, building your empire. That's awesome. So, in that case, what drew you to EXP? Did you start with EXP? Was he somebody already with EXP? Did you start with another brokerage? Where's your journey begin there?
No, so he brought me on when we were with a local agency here, and it was just one that's hyper local here in Washington and Olympia. And Ron was my mentor, the one that brought me on. He actually mentioned to me one day when we were out door knocking, like, hey, there's this other agency called EXP, and they offer this and this and this. And I'm like, that sounds pretty good. Yeah. And so as the conversation kept going on and how there was some things that he was not quite as happy with the place that we were at, he decided, or I just said, look, why don't we move to EXP? It makes sense to me,
Yeah.
And so he was like, okay, let's do it. So we jumped ship and we came over to EXP. And I mean, basically it was like, why didn't we do this sooner? I mean, granted, I had only been with the previous place for a year, but as far as everything that EXP offers, I was like, this is a no-brainer for me. And I know my mentor, Ron, was the same way. He's like, yeah, I should have done this a long time ago.
Like you said, Corey, why didn't I do this sooner? I think that is the most common thing I hear about making that switch to EXP, because it's not an easy switch. You're losing sleep, you're not eating, you're wondering if this is the right decision. And really everybody that I've talked to, they just have never even looked back, which is fabulous. So, you saw EXP had structure and everything, and that's kind of what drew you to it. But what's the number one reason you stay? I mean, they have revenue shares, stock options, collaboration. Is that like the structure still something that you love, or have you fallen in love with something else?
Yeah. So the structure, it was like, I like the autonomy of being able to go out and brand yourself, brand your business. And so that was the initial thing that brought me to it. But then once you get into it and you start to learn the systems and you start to understand it all, the new thing was like the revenue shares, the additional ways that you can make money by doing the same thing that you would have been doing at another agency. Like, it just continued to be this no-brainer of like, why wouldn't I do that? There's so many misconceptions about what EXP is, but you don't know until you actually sit down with somebody and they give you the details, or you get into it. And then you start to see like, oh, I'm making money here, I'm making money there, I'm still selling homes. Again, it's like, why didn't I do this earlier?
Right. And it's like a lot of people have said, once you see the model, you can't unsee it.
Right.
Which is really cool about that. So obviously you're a high producer, you're a hard worker. What do you do to avoid burnout? Like, how do you take care of Corey up here, not just working wise? How do you make sure that emotional balance and that work-life balance is communicating with each other efficiently?
Yeah, it definitely can be a struggle at times. You hit the summer months where the market is hot and you work a lot. You're out there hustling and you just got to carve in that time. You just got to say like, I'm taking a break. And the great thing is I have a team that I work with. And so I can say, hey, I'm going to go on vacation. If I got something that comes up, can you handle them? And so that's one thing, is really just having people that are behind you to help you when you need a break. And then when it comes to the slower season of selling and buying homes, which is the winter months typically, I would say I kind of back off or take my foot off the pedal just a little bit, just so I have more time to spend with my family, during Christmas especially, but really just to be able to spend time with my family and reset for the next busy season.
Yeah, hanging out with the family. Now, what is a way, like, how do you recharge? Are you a golfer? I'm like, I don't know, football, fantasy drafts? What's your recharge method?
I do love to golf, although this year I probably won't do much of that.
What happened there?
I ruptured my bicep tendon and had to have it reattached. So it's a long process, but yeah, I do like to golf. I like to really, I have 2 young kids, so I like to get out and just try to spend time with my kids and my wife, and bring my kids, get them outside and enjoy the things that I used to enjoy I still enjoy outside and playing in the woods or camping or whatever.
Of course. I love that. So as an icon agent, you're high producing, you got a lot of work to get done, a lot of houses to sell, and you've earned your way to that icon status. Can you, in your own words, kind of describe the Icon Award, the benefits that it's brought to you and how much production you had to do to get there?
Yeah. So I had intended on my goal when I came to EXP was to become an icon my first year with EXP. And I came really close. But I just missed the mark. So again, of course it was my goal again, and it continues to be my goal. But once I earned it and getting the award, it really kind of solidifies the time and effort that you put into it. And it's a pretty high quality trophy. And then you get the other additional things that come with it, as far as earning. You have the ability to earn your 16K back in stocks. That's huge for some folks. And I like to help people, and one of the things that I'm going to be doing with EXP and this Icon Award is giving back to the EXP community as far as teaching classes. So I'll have some of those classes that are coming up starting next month. So it just kind of, for me, it solidifies like, hey, you did this, you set out to do this, and here's a little token to say thank you.
Yeah, what are those classes going to be on, Corey? What's your forte?
Well, it's still in the works. Okay. I had, with my arm recently injuring and all that, I've had a little snafu in my planning of that. But I believe it's going to be more tailored towards helping newer agents, because I've only been doing this for a little over 3 years. So that's still fresh in my mind, some of my struggles, but it's really going to be tailored towards new agents and how to navigate the real estate world, because it can be tough. I couldn't imagine what it would be like if I didn't have Ron, my mentor, to navigate it on my own. So it really just going to be tailored to steps to take and keep yourself top of mind in the market for
Yeah.
people, so that you continue to fill your pipeline.
Absolutely. So you touched on it earlier. Within your first year with EXP, you were almost to icon status. And for those who are watching right now, maybe they're new to the EXP world, or they're new to, realty in general. How do they aspire to hit that icon award? Is that something that would be realistic for them in their first year? Where did you just miss it to like where you would advise them a little differently?
Well, from my perspective, it was don't limit yourself. Like, I know that it can be a drag to sometimes be driving all over the place, like long distances, hours away from your home base, if you will. But in the end, I mean, if you can make a sale by doing that, and you broaden your net, that's just another person in your bucket that's going to be a referral down the road. And so that for me, in my perspective, it was like, take anything that I can. Now, granted, there is going to be that distance that you're like, it just doesn't work for me. But you as an individual have to figure out what that number is. So open up your space or your area that you're willing to travel, and take as much as you can and just run with it. And, it really helps to have a good mentor or an agent that is willing to share their knowledge and help you along the way. Because if you've got somebody like when I first started with Ron, it was like, if he was too busy with something, it's like, hey, can you go do this? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll go take care of that for you. And again, those things pay off too, because if you're helping clients or his clients, it can still pay out, because now they in their mind have Ron and they have me, and they have other options. So just don't limit yourself.
Absolutely. That's some great advice, not to limit yourself. Reach out, learn, continue to learn, because if you're the smartest person in the room, frankly, you're in the wrong room.
Right. And real estate is always changing. So to believe that you know everything about it would be a mistake.
Absolutely. So for those that are on the outside looking in, you don't know what you don't know. And they see the grass is greener in here. They see everybody making the leap to EXP. They've got their noses up. They're refusing to do it. And they're skeptical. They're like, this is a pyramid scheme. I don't know. You guys are crazy going over to EXP. What would you have to say to somebody with that mindset?
Oh, I mean, of course, somebody that is dead set on it, you're never going to change your mind. But if somebody was like that, was willing to sit down and talk with me, I would just show them, like, here's the numbers. I don't know everything. I don't know every agency and what they offer, but that would be a question of mine to them, is like, okay, tell me what your agency's offering you, and then lay it out with EXP and saying, like, hey, this is what EXP offers. Can your agency match that? Like, the idea that it's a pyramid scheme is very it's incorrect. I mean, again, you're going to do the same work at a different agency, but with EXP, you're going to get paid to do that same work. Every agency wants you to bring on more agents. So why not do that? Or, so yeah, it would just be kind of overlaying the numbers with EXP. So we have the 80-20 split, you have the 16 cap, the $85 desk fee, if you will. So it's really just sharing the numbers, showing the numbers that I've created while being at EXP, and the resources that was the big thing. Resources that EXP offers was by far way more than what I previously was at. So,
and I think it's a common misconception too, like, oh, if I go over to EXP, oh, they're going to want me to recruit. Like, sure, I know realtors that all they do is recruit. And I know realtors that haven't recruited a soul, and they're very successful over here with EXP.
Yeah, I never, when I first started, I was like, I'm not going to recruit because I wanted to focus on my business as a realtor, learn the business. And then I'm now just starting to get to that point where I'm like, you know what? I do want to start looking at recruiting other agents because one, I like to help people, and it only makes sense business wise for me to do that. And so if I can help people and grow my business, then why not?
Of course. Yeah. Seriously. That's a question. Why not?
Right.
Why not go to lunch with an EXP agent? Why not reach out to someone? Because I'll tell you right now, any EXP agent you reach out to, they're not going to treat you like you're going to steal their lunch. They're going to treat you like they're trying to learn. We're all in this together. It's been really cool to see the community here at EXP, how it's not a competition, but more of a collaboration.
Yeah, I mean, if I can make somebody successful, that's just more money for everybody else.
Right.
And them.
All winning. Exactly. Well, Corey, I'm out of questions for you, but do you want to touch on anything else? I mean, do you have a fun story about real estate? Any fun facts about Corey other than being half a robot?
I mean, I'm sure I have plenty of stories, but probably not appropriate for the public. But yeah, I mean, real estate's been complete change in what I do or used to do. But it's been a good change. It's been really good. And just adding EXP to that has made the experience even better. And just having that flexibility in the income and the no ceiling on what you are capable of earning, and then having all the resources that EXP offers you has been really helpful in the community. Like I can't tell you how many times I've reached out to the folks on like Workplace or just other realtors that are with EXP in the area. So
it really helps you, when you're looking back at it, to really, in fact, not look back at it, to be like, should I have made that move? And really you're thinking to yourself, man, I should have made this move sooner.
Yeah. I've never taken a second guess on should I have done that.
That's bad. I mean, especially working in corrections, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little change of pace. Selling houses and helping families get into homes, and that's really cool. It's been a great hearing your story, Corey.
Yeah, thank you. At least DOC at least gave me the ways of working with people and communicating and reading body language, so that helps.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're taking skills from the past and we're applying them in a whole new way. Corey, once you get your lessons, what you're going to be teaching on set out for the next month. I know you said life happens and arms break and we tear muscles. So once you have that set out, reach back out to me and we can do a podcast kind of teasing your classes and see if more people want to get involved.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. Corey, thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Of course. And we'll see you next time.
All right. Take care.